Hey guys, it's Furious Black. I got a serious question, man. This is what we have to really start to think about and really examine and really pay attention to. In the time of Christ, was there an army? That's a key to winning over people, winning over a good chunk of people. The fact that Christ wasn't building an army, he was building a foundation, he was building a community, he was building a people up, but he wasn't building an army. Yeah, we understand that the army's gonna come out of this whole situation that is called Israel. We know that. But let's think about where this militant mentality or way of going about things is really. Now, the average black person doesn't go fight for America, right? But now you come up on the scene asking Israel to join your ranks, join your army, to fight against something that they don't even want to fight against or fight for at the moment. So what does that tell you? There's a lot of mysteries and a lot of understanding behind what Christ was doing. He just picked 12 brothers just to follow him, just to go talk and teach. He didn't pick them to be in an army. He didn't have a ranking system. Each brother was equal. He said that everybody was going to be equal and be like him. So that's why a lot of the Old Testament Israelites don't really understand it, because you live in an Old Testament type of foundation, but then you're saying you follow Christ and you have generals and all these types of things. But I don't think that was Christ's intention, right? Because did he call Peter general or soldier or officer of 50 or anything like that, commander? Nah. Yeah, the brothers had weapons. We know they had weapons. But was it an army? That's the key, man. Like, do we need an army right now as Israel to be out here helping people and to bringing Israel back to God? Do we need an army? Another question. Did we have an army leaving out of Egypt? Once again, we got to remember, everything happens in a small scale and then a big scale. This is a bigger scale. In Egypt, we didn't have an army, right? We just had brothers and sisters coming out of slavery. So did we have an army? These are things that we must think about as brothers and sisters of Israel. Because think about it. Why would I want to be in an army when I just came out of slavery? I'm working hard for somebody else. I should be able to be in a comfortable situation to where I can study and I don't have to have a general or somebody over me trying to bring me down. Yeah, they're saying masters, but masters is talking about teachers. When you're in a school, you don't have a general or a soldier or somebody that's over you demanding different situations from you or telling you have to call back within 30 seconds. See, we have our mind in the right place. The law, statutes, and commandments. We have our minds in the right place. But the way that we're going about this situation is 150,000% incorrect. See, a lot of our elders came out of a militant time. I think that the commandment keepers definitely had the right mind towards the way that Israel should come in as servants of God, not servants of the nation. You become a servant of the nation once you're a servant of God. You understand? Not a servant of the nation. You're not a servant of the nation and then God. You're a servant of God, then the nation. So when the Israelites started with Ariyah, Shah, Masha, Yaqub, and all them, they were coming out of Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey era where they was trying to be militant. You had Black Panthers, you had all these other things. But we can't be militant until we get on the same page. Until we get on the same page, we can't be militant. Because we don't have the same mindset. And you see the evidence of it today. Like, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not even together yet. Not even together yet in a mass number. Majority of Israel are Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. They're not even really, it's the rest of them. Ephraim, Zebulun, Naphtali, Ephraim, Manasseh. They're not even there yet like that. They're there, but they're not there like that. Issachar, all these, you don't have them in there yet. So what does it tell you? The brotherly love must come back into Israel before we can say, I'm a ride or die for a brother that's next to me. I'm gonna kill or put my life in danger for the brother next to me when he's just been yelling at me or trying to talk down to me or belittle me because he's an officer over me, but he doesn't know the scriptures better than me. He's just more of a kiss ass. I don't know anybody's story. This is not even anything that happened to me. I'm just saying. We don't have any camaraderie yet. We don't even have love like that yet within the nation. And how do you know that? You still have the Old Testament brothers trying to fight the New Testament brothers, not physically, but scripturally and mentally. We're not there. We're not there. So when it comes to this, and when it comes to trying to figure out if we're there mentally, look at how we interacting with each other. So if we're trying to be more like Christ and to format our life after Christ, was he building an army? That's the question. That's the question. Was he building an army? Was the brothers around him an army? Were they building an army to fight Rome? And don't give me that, in that time that he knew he was going to die, so he was... No. He wants you to follow exactly his method of doing things. Exactly. He said, in order to be like me, do what I did. Do what I've done. Be like me. Right? Go to the Sabbath. Study the 5 books. Study the prophets. Study my scriptures. Study what I'm telling you. Study Paul. Because once you start studying the Old Testament and you get it down pat, you start to realize Paul is not off. You just think he's off because you're not really in tune with what the Old Testament is talking about. Because you got to remember, we're going back to a time before Adam and Eve fell. So that's where God is taking us. He's not taking us to just live eternal life the same way we've been living, working 9 to 5 and doing things like that. So, like I said, man, we got to really pay attention to how Christ conducted himself, the way he was giving food, the way he was doing, the way he was teaching. We got to get back to that. The army and all that stuff will come later. First, we got to build a community of people. Then the army will come. I'm Furious Black. Thanks for listening, guys.